turn off my camera.
Okay. And we are now in session 2 of The Witches. And who wants to do the recap? Who was actually paying attention enough last week that they can do the recap?
I vote for Miles.
Cricket.
Yeah, it's not like D&D where I can bribe people with XP to get them to do the recap.
Yeah, you should bribe me with D&D XP, and I'll do these recaps more.
Sure, I'll give you a level. 1 level per recap. There you go. Bam.
I wish that actually worked. What did we do last week?
That's why I said paying attention.
I don't know, I was paying attention. I just have to
Creepy
remember
girl showed up.
6,000 years ago. That was last week. Yeah, so Hot Topic showed up. Yeah.
I believe that's your character.
I went to Hot Topic before the session started because that's the sort of thing I do, but then we took it from there.
Hot Topic in town.
No, there is no Hot Topic in this town.
There's
no mall in this town.
There's an outlet mall if you drive down the freeway. I mean the highway. Like 12 miles.
Yeah, there's not even a freeway. There's just the old state road that goes up to the reservation.
Yeah.
We have the internet, do we not? Please say yes, we have the internet.
We have satellite internet.
That'll work. As long as I can get online, we're okay.
So, yeah, New Witch showed up and was obviously a harbinger for something horrible and nasty, and then we tried to divine what it was in the swamp, and that didn't work, and then we tried to divine it at an Indian burial ground, because that always works out so well.
Well, better. They had a better quality of dead, apparently, at the burial ground.
They're not using rabbit ears. They've got cable.
Yeah.
So we have some sort of semi-cryptic warning, and we didn't get caught.
Yeah. Kismet was able to ask 3 questions of the dead at the burial ground.
Something like that.
That would be your answer, Stacy.
What was the question?
I said Kismet was able to ask 3 questions of the dead.
Yeah, 3. I don't remember what they were though.
Well, thank you for preparing for this session. It was
They gave me really cryptic answers to all of them.
Yeah. The answers were there may be great death.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is tampering with the rot.
Oh, right. That's where we found all that out. Yeah.
And it is coming sooner than you expect.
Yeah. So I'm a little concerned about someone tampering with the rot.
And that's obviously a great timeline. Sooner than you expect. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's the part that's fucked up. And we don't know where it's coming from.
Well, actually, the really messed up part was the bombshell that we ended with was that the rest of them thought that Stacy's character had killed her last coven.
Right. I'll be right back.
On that note, Stacy's just going to wander off. Okay, so
Her wandering off gives us an opportunity, though, to
talk about her behind her back.
Exactly. To mention that Miles sort of played it off like, oh, I don't know where I heard that. I don't know. Remember?
Yeah. She said she didn't.
Obviously, she's not going to lie about whether or not she killed her previous coven.
I didn't kill anybody.
See? Exactly.
Ever?
Why would
kill you?
Why would I kill somebody? Seriously. I don't know why somebody back at the main office has a problem with me, but
You don't know anything about the main office.
whatever.
I find it amusing that you have started calling the regional coven the home office. It makes it sound more like an episode of The Office than of
It is
Lost
kind of
Girl.
like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like Angel, but you know,
Yeah,
the woman's
I was
heart.
thinking more like a spy movie too.
Okay, so now that you have your incredibly useless information from the dead, what is your plan of attack against the lizard men?
So somebody's.
Are you going to reconnoiter with the home office, or are you going to work this out yourselves?
Well, I thought we'd start with ourselves, maybe get some smart questions to ask up at the home office. Where is the home office, by the way? Is it in Miami? Is it in Arkansas? Where is it?
Southwest Regional Witch Coven would probably. I wish I had a map in front of me.
Lower Alabama.
Atlanta?
I would. No, yeah, I would try. I'd probably say Georgia somewhere. Yeah. Because like the Appalachians, they get their own region because nobody wants to deal with them.
All right.
So are we calling the home office to deal with Kismet or to find out if they've heard anything about the evil coming our way?
Kismet can hear you.
I know, but she's already said, we've already asked her if she's killed people.
And she said no, and at least one of us believes her, and the rest of us can do what they like. I think we're just keeping our eye on Kismet, but I think if we're going to call the home office, I think we do that after we all confab about, what do we know about the rot, and, the first thing I do in real life is I'd say, oh my God, okay, everybody back at our house, we sleep, we do whatever, and we get up and we're like, holy shit, what did you make of what happened last night?
Well, Kismet would be the closest thing to an expert on the dark stuff that you would have.
Yeah, I'm not having a lot of faith in her based off of her ghost talking skills.
Well, you can just figure it out for yourselves,
I'm thinking she's maybe a little inexperienced. So, should we meet back up at the diner and have some donuts and coffee?
And talk about witchy things in front of the
witchy
names?
things.
No, I think to talk about witchy things, we should do that at my house. Or I can't even remember Miles' character's name. It is Nemesis's house.
Nemesis.
Which is one nemesis.
Just the one.
Possessive, not plural.
Well, there's probably better food at Nemesis's house than yours.
Guaranteed.
Okay, so we'll go have some. Is it Sunday morning yet? Can we have menudo? I don't actually like menudo, to be honest.
Well, it's not really breakfast. It's more of a lunch or I've been up all night, or I've been up all night drinking and need something really bad.
Yeah, I've been up all night talking to the dead. I need something, but not menudo.
Apparently, the cat wants menudo, though.
Well, the cat doesn't get menudo.
Okay, so it's probably early afternoon after everyone has kind of slept off being out in the Indian burial ground all night. You kind of drag in. Mrs. Hernandez has a big pot of very, 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 very thick coffee on the stovetop.
All right, so I'm going to lean up against the sink and say to these guys, Who knows something about the rot? What was that all about?
That is not my area of expertise.
Okay, and now I'm going to remember Carmen's character's name.
What are we calling me? Sarah.
Sarah.
Oh, yes, Sarah. Sarah?
Sarah, right. Well, we could scry and see if there are any areas that are not visible to us when we scry. See if there's, some kind of dark rot there.
Kismet, what do you make of it?
I'm not helping any of you all until you start being a little more polite.
What have I done that's impolite?
Other than accuse me of murder?
I didn't accuse you of murder. I just heard that I told you someone told me that.
Okay.
It made me nervous around you. You can't blame me for being nervous around you. You reek of death.
What's the question?
What is the rod? Well, actually, now I can't remember Ethel's character's name.
Tansy.
Tansy actually sort of answered her own question about the rot in what she said about Kismet, because the rot is basically, pure, unadulterated death magic.
So Kismet just shrugs and says, "There, you've answered your own question."
You reek of death is
Yes.
the answer to my question?
Yes.
So if someone is tampering with that, can you feel it?
No, not at present.
Your powers probably could make it more noticeable to you. Of course, it also might make you more susceptible.
Yeah. So what?
I don't know. If the GM would shut up, you could actually talk.
Do I have to do anything?
Do you have to do anything?
Yeah, I mean, to expand my senses or to be able to tell whether or not, I can feel what's happening to the rot.
Well, no, you can't feel anything at the moment, no.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Odds are that answers 1 and 2 are probably connected. Actually, all 3 of them obviously are connected, but the best way to get power over the dark magic would be to cause a lot of death and use that energy as for some nefarious purpose.
Well, that news is going to make my companions very pleased with me.
Well, you're not killing.
We're looking for someone who's going to cause a lot of death. Let's see. We have a necromancer. Weeks of death, and we're told that it's going to happen any moment now.
It's how bad it sounds when somebody says that there's something messed up with death? It's really how bad it actually is.
Oh, crap.
There's no illusion there. It's a very bad thing.
How do we stop it?
I don't know. What do I look like? First, we have to figure out...
The death mage? That's what you look like?
First, says nobody, because...
Yeah, because the ex machina. Yeah.
First, we have to find out where it's coming from, if it's a person or if it's a thing, and we don't even know when.
I know.
Except soon.
Does it scare you?
Of course it scares me.
Me too.
More than I scare you?
Yeah, much more.
I don't know how I feel about that answer, actually.
See, I knew this was going to be the dynamic. As I started to warm up with this, she'd be like, yeah.
Oh, you're not that bad. Fuck. I'm gonna try harder.
Exactly. What do you mean I'm not badass? I am. Like, could you kill people? No, of course not. Never. All right. How do I'm at a loss, guys. I don't know what to do. How do we find this horrible thing? We don't even know what it is. We don't know if it's a who or a force or.
Well, you do also have the earlier rhyme. That she got out in the swamp.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So should we cast a spell and see if we can find the source of the rot?
Well, I doubt if it's in Abuelita's living room, so maybe we want to do that elsewhere.
Well, you know you've been feeling weird vibes coming from the swamp.
The swamp is a natural place for death and rot. It's the swamp.
Right.
So,
yes, it's full of decay. Good point.
Exactly. But the swamp is also kind of big.
Well, we have our divination spot out in the swamp. Should we head out there and see what any of our powers can do?
So wait, we're gonna go. Okay. Well, don't ask me to talk to the ghosts again.
No. That was a non-starter.
Option. No, hey, it got us lots of information. Don't discount talking to the ghosts, damn it.
Yeah, you're right. And I roll my eyes.
Actually, she probably wasn't saying that to you.
Questions.
She was probably saying that to a spirit that was randomly passing through.
Well, before we do that, we've got Kismet who's new in town, but is there anybody else that's a new arrival? Visiting family members or anything like that?
Let me go down to the diner and talk to some of the waitresses. They would know. And they're all my buddies.
Well, you want to think that.
I've got a lot of small ears and eyes that I could bribe with sweet treats.
There you go.
To keep an eye out. And I also have at least one bond to the local law enforcement. I figure that I bribe them a lot with good coffee.
Homemade donuts.
Yeah.
Churros.
So I'll ask like one of the deputies if they know anybody new in town, as I'm handing them off a basket of delicious food.
Yeah. And I go down to the diner and talk to my buddies, the two waitresses who work there, and ask them the same question. You see any strangers aside from that freak that came in here the other morning?
Nemesis discovers that upon bribing the local police, in that there is somebody new in town who is staying at the church. Your buddy Ezekiel's place.
Okay, well, I'll have to make him some fresh pastries then.
Did you hear that, Ethel?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. Now, what were you going to do down at the diner?
Just talk to the two waitresses who work there, who are like girlfriends of mine. We go shopping and do girly stuff. and ask them if they've seen any new faces other than that freaky girl who came in here the other morning, and I gossip behind her back with them.
No, nobody's that's come through the diner. No.
Okay. So I head back over to Sarah's aunt's house. Is she home, Sarah?
Yes.
So I ask you about what kind of scrying ceremony do you think would be useful, and what should we do, and should we plan it, and blah blah blah.
Yes, and I think we should go just outside of town, because if it's somebody in town, we don't want to get too far away. But if it's somebody in some kind of shack in the swamp, we need to be able to find them as well. So we need a map. We need to get a scrying pendant and do the thing, the magic words.
Okay. So I go down to the gas station and buy a map.
I wonder if Nemesis has maybe one of the older maps that has some of the burial grounds and things like that that are maybe not on a more contemporary map.
Maybe. You'd have to search the attic.
Yeah.
I'll go up there. Go search it.
I'm not going up that.
No, you back here, Sarah.
I'll go up there and take a look. Since we're at my aunt's house, I asked her if she's noticed anybody new in town, and she mentions going to the church. Oh, she's going to go to church today because we're on Sunday, aren't we?
Yes.
So
actually, it would probably the rest of the people would actually be in church at this point in time.
Right, it's
okay.
Middle of the day.
Yeah, you guys were up until
So they've gone to church.
3 or 4
home.
in the morning. Yeah.
All right. So Aunt Tansy's gone to church, and she's come back home, and she's gossiping about all the people there, and she mentions this Ezekiel.
No, Ezekiel is he runs the church. It's Ezekiel's church.
Okay. Ezekiel's church. Okay. So he's the preacher that doesn't like Tansy. Or
right.
No. Ethel's character.
Yeah, I'm Tansy.
Okay, thank you.
So is that Ezekiel Evans? Because I have him on my character sheet as Preacher Evans.
Stanton.
Okay, so we'll change that on my character sheet. So I have a question.
Yes.
What kind of church is this?
It's a sort of Pentecostal revival, evangelical.
Okay.
Snakes.
No.
No snakes.
Okay.
People get mad when you
Okay.
say snakes.
Okay.
No.
I made that mistake.
No. Are you kidding? These are people who live on the edge of a swamp. A snake doesn't scare them.
No, I don't mean that. Never mind. I'll tell you about it some other time. Okay.
Snakes.
So the aunt's gone to Ezekiel's church. She comes back after services. We're sitting around having coffee with her, because that's all we do is drink a lot of coffee. And she's talking about the new person at the church and how he's, kind of staying back in the shadows and not really, coming out and shaking hands with the congregation members and things like that. So, she's got her, gossipy face on when she's talking about him.
He gave her the impression of the Amish. You know, that sort of...
Sorry. It just made me laugh. I've gotten the impression of the Amish.
Well, you know, that sort of old-fashioned, dour kind of... And, I mean, there's a large Amish population in Florida, so a lot of people in the state would have some
Right.
run in
If
with
they
the
saw
Amish.
somebody who's like that, they would think Amish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Well, yeah, because, you know, saying, hey, the guy reminds her of a Puritan would be really anachronistic. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
but yeah, he kind of reminded her of those very serious Amish guys that would, you know, fix roofs and stuff like that.
So, I think I'm going to head over to the church. Well, have I talked to Nemesis yet?
I don't know, have you?
All right, I'll go over to Nemesis's house. It seems a little bit like weird, but say
I'll go
and
with
ask
you
her
and go
what she found out from the kids.
And I'll go with you and go look for the map in her attic.
Oh yeah, good idea. That's why we go to Nemesis's house.
Yeah, if they pop by, then I can let them know that my buddy's on the force. They said there's somebody new in town who's been over at the church.
They're staying over at the church?
So these are like two.
That's what he said. So, and if you're looking for old maps, they might be in the attic. I don't know.
All right. So we're
Watch
going to
out
divide
for
and
the
conquer. I'm going to go up to the attic and take a look for maps, and you're going to head over to the church?
Yeah, I think I'll probably see if I can shapeshift while I'm over there and gather some more information about this newcomer.
Okay.
Are you
There may
going
or
to
may
take
not be
Kismet with you?
What? Nemesis?
Are you
Take
going?
it.
What'd you say about possums?
Oh, in the attic, there may or may not be a possum.
Oh.
Okay, that's kind of those things are scary. They have mean faces.
And they hiss.
Oh, and they've got huge teeth.
Well, they've got lots and lots of little ones anyway.
They're like mean raccoons.
So does she have to roll anything to find a cool old map?
Sure, that can trigger a examine move.
And I have
Make a
a
roll.
-1
For investigate. Okay.
Yes. So, am I rolling?
2 dice. Yes.
Okay. Hear the rattling sound of the rolling dice. I have an 8.
Okay, that well, you hear a possum as you're rummaging around through some old boxes. So you know you're kind of keeping like one eye on the room as you're searching. So you know you're not really putting as much effort into it just because you don't want that sneaky possum to sneak up on you, because they will, and then they'll
Bite my
get
ankle.
fingerprints on your glasses.
No.
So what are you trying to find? A map of the area
from before it was settled, where when it was still a bit more native population hanging out.
So before the farms.
Before the farm, yeah, before the orchards went up. So it doesn't have to be that old. It just has to be more than 60 years or whatever.
You find, you do find some like old postcard picture things of of that period, but nothing really map-like now.
Okay.
you're able to, so you can see the, hey, this is when the swamp was 50 feet that way.
So in terms of scrying, we're going to have to rely on something more contemporary and hope for the best.
Okay. All right, so Ethel, you're going to the church by yourself?
I am going to the church by myself, but before I go, I find Kismet and I tell her what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
They say that there's this new guy in town, and apparently he's staying at the church, and he's some kind of, like, I don't know, Amish guy or something, and he's really dour, and I heard some gossip about him, so I'm going to go over there.
Fantastic! I'm going to go with you.
Okay, you can come with me. I'm going to shapeshift into an animal when I get there and go into his quarters, but if you want to keep an eye out and, like, see if he radiates any of that death tampering stuff.
Oh, while you... Okay.
Okay. So, we're heading over there?
Well, he's not really staying in a quarters. He's just kind of sleeping on one of the pews when they're not using it.
Okay.
What are you trying to find? Are you just trying to rustle about what he has, his belongings?
Yes.
Well, he just has one bag. He's got a few changes of clothing, all of which are,
black and scary.
Well, not scary. I mean, no, it's a lot of like heavy denim and leather and things that are durable.
Would this guy be played by Harry Dean Stanton? Is this what we're getting at here?
Yeah, I guess he could be a young Harry Dean Stanton.
Okay.
Circa Paris, Texas, maybe. Yeah.
I keep going to Beastmaster and the ferrets digging around stuff, but whatever.
But yeah, I mean, he's got some clothes. He's got in the bag he's got a Bible. It's old, it's fancy, and it's got hand notations.
Yeah.
Hand notations, which are in Latin.
Oh shit! This guy's for real. And where is this bag? Is it like under the pew, or?
Yeah,
is it in a room somewhere?
No, it's just kind of pushed under the pew. He doesn't.
Wait, the guy's just hanging out in a pew? Or?
Yeah, he's just sleeping. He's sleeping in the church at night. Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's not night now.
Well, no, that's why he's just kind of got his bag stowed under one of the pews.
Okay.
He's not there. Where is he?
He's probably doing chores in, exchange for sleeping in the pew. Splitting logs or bundling twigs or...
Do I find anything like...
burning a witch, some shit like that.
Yeah, do I find...
While she's doing that, I'm going to wander around the church and make people uncomfortable.
Well, that doesn't really take much.
I know, I'm not trying really hard.
Yeah, no, just wandering around is good enough. So before I leave the bag, do I find anything in there that is any sort of anything that would give me a clue of where he has been before, like any receipts or any photographs, anything like that?
No.
Nothing but clothes and a Bible.
Well, that he's left behind. I mean, obviously,
he's got a wallet probably and stuff. Yeah, no, I'm with you. But I mean in the bag. Okay, well, I also start wandering around, but as a mouse, and so I'm like skittering around, looking out the windows and in the wherever.
I put a link to an image in chat. For those of you, well, you know what I was talking about. For those of you that may not have a mental picture of young Harry Dean Stanton, just ignore the ball cap because he wouldn't be wearing an orange ball cap or a red ball cap.
Okay, so that's me.
Okay, yeah, I mean, as Stacy, as Kismet is wandering around, being herself publicly, you do see him out back. It appears that he is. It looks like he's fixing a wall, like an outer wall.
All right.
He's doing some general carpentry.
I'm gonna go say hi.
Okay.
I was gonna go stand behind him and watch for a minute before I say hi. Welcome to town. Like I've been here more than 5 minutes.
Well, you've been here for like 2 days, so technically that makes you more of a native than him. Maybe you should ask him like if he's is a handyman or something.
Well, no.
Maybe you should just say hi and see what he does.
Start out with hi.
Okay. He turns and kind of nods dourly and says hello, but he's obviously whatever it is he's doing. If he lets go, something will fall apart. So most of his concentration is on whatever he's rebuilding on the wall.
You good with your hands? No, wait.
Kismet hits on everybody, doesn't she?
No, that was Tansy that was hitting on everyone before.
Ah.
So is that your next line? Are you good with your hands?
I mean, in the sense that you do a lot of handiwork.
I work my way around doing carpentry and labor.
Oh yeah, around what kind of around here?
I travel all over the country.
Really? Why don't you stay in one place ever?
This is the life that God wants of me.
And by the way, I'm a mouse in the corner. I've been looking to see where she went, and I've found her. So I'm like in the tall grass, listening to this whole thing.
Are you familiar with God's good word?
Am I familiar with God? Yes, but that's not the point. The question is, why does God want you to do this?
He launches into this sort of like the folksy version of a parable that he heard once about a carpenter and blah 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 God, basically. But his version is a lot longer and.
Okay, but halfway through, say, okay, I can't take any more. All right, thanks. It's great. Thanks for I'm sure the carpenter works great and has a fantastic long life, and then gets stapled to a cross because that's the way shit happens. But so.
Well, I don't think they use a staple per se.
Well, you know what I mean. It's a pretty big staple.
So are you going while you're chatting, are you going to try to see if you get a vibe off of him or anything? Is that what your goal is?
Yeah, like what are the ghosts around me?
He is a very menacing figure, even when he's, repairing.
How do the ghosts in the area respond to him?
There aren't any.
That's odd. We're at a church. There should be a ton.
Yeah, the ghosts seem very. The ghosts are keeping their distance.
Are they like? Can I see them?
Even the ones you know how with they tend to kind of wander up to you because they realize that you can hear them.
Yeah.
And that's really not happening like it does. You can see ghosts around, but you can see. It looks like they're kind of like talking amongst themselves and pointing and. So. But yeah, it's really weird that because you're used to it. Whenever if there's more than like 2 or 3 spirits in an area, they start coming up and telling you weird random crap that you don't really care. But because you're the only one that can hear them, they tell you anyway.
Right. So can I like open my senses or anything to see if I can feel anything about him weird or?
You can try. What are your
I don't have
Do
any
you?
power to follow along this line.
So then this would probably be something.
Unless it has to do with seeing ghosts and talking to the dead, but I can't talk to them right now because they're not around.
Well, yeah, but you can notice that they're not.
Yeah.
They do appear to be keeping their distance from him. So what you want to just see if you can like sense death about him?
Or life, or an abundance of magic, or
No, you don't. No, you don't sense any magic to him.
Huh.
But you can tell that he's somebody, from because he's got a similar kind of look to his eyes. You can tell that he's someone who is not unaccustomed to being around death.
Yeah.
So while they're talking, can I read his mind? That's one of my powers.
Where is it on your profile?
It is a difficult power.
Okay. You'll have to that would take you pushing your power.
Okay.
That's just it's an unmodified roll. Just roll the.
Okay. So yeah, and I'm doing this while he's looking at
Right.
Kismet and talking to her, and that's an 8.
Okay. It'll work, but you said that was difficult.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take a moderate condition.
Okay.
What does that mean?
That means something
It
bad
makes
happens.
it either makes me sick or something. Who knows? It could be anything. It's up to the
Got
GM.
it.
I would say it makes you. You said you're a mouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
You start crying blood.
Mouse blood?
Mouse blood, yes. Well, obviously you're a mouse.
Well, it could be
It
human blood. That'd be even freakier.
it would be weird if you started bleeding human blood from a mouse. Not that you would know the difference by looking, but yeah, you start kind of get all twitchy and you start bleeding tears.
But I do get in his mind.
What are you trying to read?
I want to see what he is thinking to himself about her. Like, does he know what she is? Is he suspicious? Does he think, oh, she's just some weird town girl, or does he have some sort of feeling about her? What's really going on? How is he assessing this necromancer girl?
He's repeating the Lord's Prayer.
So it's like to protect himself because he realizes she is a danger.
No, not necessarily. This might just be, you know, his normal way of interacting with people.
So
I mean,
I can't read his mind as to what his opinion of her is.
His opinion tends to be fairly black and white. He just probably would see her as a godless whore
Okay.
who is showing entirely too much skin.
Yes. Well, I know what I am, so.
Yeah, but he doesn't apparently know that you are supernatural.
That's okay.
Which is what I wanted to find out.
Oh, no, I am a godless whore. I don't. That's okay.
No, I know, but above and beyond that, I realize you're a godless whore. I don't have any problem with that. What I'm saying is, you're not to his eyes, you're not a supernatural godless whore.
Right. So I say to him, do you ever do this kind of stuff for other people? Because my abuela, there's a wall that's broken down in her garage that could probably use some carpentering.
Carpentering?
She's always got food around and a couch to crash on. I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
He just says if you let me know where she is, I can come and take a look at it and give her an idea of what the cost would be.
Okay, I pull a little.
He says, he tells you he's staying at the church for the time being, so he doesn't really need a place to stay because God provides.
God, I roll my eye every time he says God. I roll my eyes.
He says it very often.
So I'm rolling my eyes very often.
Yeah,
like spinning around.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get that transplant for that. But yeah, at least every couple of sentences, God comes into his speech.
So I write down Abuela's address and I hand it over to him and I say, I didn't catch your name.
My given name is Isaac.
Isaac. How long are you going to be in town, Isaac?
Until I need to move along.
Until you need to move along? Does something come along to tell you it's time to go?
Usually God tells me.
God tells you. Does God talk to you a lot?
God talks to everyone.
No, he doesn't.
Even godless whores.
No, he doesn't. Believe me. God only talks to some very special people. At least directly.
And I am sure that your definition of special is completely different from his, so.
Well, yeah.
All right, so are you going to wander off, or are you going to torment him while he works some more?
No, I'll leave him alone eventually.
So I go off into a little stream that runs down by the churchyard and where it's all covered with trees, and I turn back into Tansy in my normal form. Am my eye still bleeding?
It's not quite as noticeable, but yes. Until you can take care of the condition, you will be bleeding.
Okay. So and how do I take care of a condition? Just with rest, or how do I?
Yeah, basically.
You have to do something that applies to removing that.
Yeah, so in this case, I think I just
or wait.
Go home and put some eye drops in and lay down.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanna go outside of the church property to find some ghosts that are being.
Well, there are ghosts on the church property.
Just not around him?
Yeah, they're keeping about probably like a good 20 or 30 feet away from him.
Okay, so the ones that are there, I want to ask them why they're staying away from him.
I think we're going to have to do that as a make an examine roll.
What's an examine roll?
Investigate?
Roll plus investigate.
I got a 9.
Okay. Okay. So you're able to ask one question of the spirits.
I did. I just asked a question.
Okay. And it was say it for me again then.
Why are you staying away from him?
There's a lot of death around him. He makes the ghosts uncomfortable.
Wow. Something so death-like it makes ghosts uncomfortable. That's not good.
Yeah, because even you don't make ghosts uncomfortable. They just want to come up and tell you, they want to come up and tell you their recipes and their favorite shoe color and.
So essentially, like Kismet is part of the natural order.
Yes.
And he is outside of it. He's like.
Well, sort of.
His soul's gone. His soul's gone. If his death is like more permanent or more. He sucks up the soul. There's nothing left to pass on. Is that?
That could be accurate. Or he perhaps consigns souls to hell.
Maybe he's a ghost hunter.
A ghost hunter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's one of those guys from the Sci-Fi Channel.
Mm-hmm.
They're plumbers, not Amish. Okay, so I'm looking at the clock. I take it you're all going back to somewhere to compare notes, and rather than have TNZ walk from each house to the next.
Well, I'm at my house with a cold cloth over my eyes. I'm laying down on the couch.
I'm at her house drinking her beer and smoking cigarettes.
Because she told you could.
Making comments about her bleeding eyes.
Yeah, I hope you're smoking those cigarettes out on the porch on the Adirondack chair.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Kismet is asking how you do that cool bleeding tears trick.
Yeah, I've always wanted to, have stigmata at will.
Well, I don't do it on purpose, but sometimes when I read a mind that is particularly weird, it happens.
Does it ever come out of your ears and your nose, or just your eyes?
It's come out of my ears before, but that was for a different reason.
Oh.
Huh. I don't think we need to go down that path. So are the others going to make their way to your house then so you can compare information?
Well, don't ask me if that's what they're going to do. Is that what you guys are going to do?
Well, you can't exactly go to them, so they're going to have to come to you.
I understand
Okay,
what
Nemesis.
you're saying, but don't ask me. I don't know.
Yeah, as long as somebody drives me.
Because she's Miss Daisy.
I don't have a car.
Well, the whole town's walkable. How physically robust is our little grandma?
I don't like walking.
Maybe you have
This is-
one of those
this is-
three-wheelers
I can.
that grandmas would.
This is a woman who uses a 70-pound cast iron skillet that's older than everyone else in the town.
Yeah, but that's different than walking.
Yeah, it's I cook for everybody, and they do everything else for me. It's a give and take.
It'd be cool if she had like a golf cart that she just kind of, tooled around in.
I mean, it's not that I couldn't afford it. I just don't have one.
All right, so I guess Sarah picks up Mrs. Hernandez, and they come over to the house, and you're laying on your sofa with a cold compress and blood.
Yeah.
You used a dark towel rather than one of your nice white ones because you didn't want to have to clean the blood stains out.
Actually, it's a green and purple paisley one.
You're not using a reusable maxi pad?
Just tape it over.
I wish I'd have thought of that.
Just tape it over her eyes, kind of like one of those sleeping masks.
Exactly.
Something to think of for next time.
Because Matt makes one.
Oh dear.
And it pops down next to her and hands it over. It says, "Here, just for you." And she's gonna staple it together.
Is it wet and cold? That's all I care about.
All right, so.
And not used.
No, it's not used. It's got a spaceship pattern on it. And it's got wings that are like over your nose and forehead.
I have to hold it in place. I use it like one of those breathe right strips. Take the wing and blow it over my nose like a breathe right. I'm like, yeah, this is good for the sinuses too.
With your blackheads out.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
All right, so what Tansy, what are you going to regale them with?
I'll say, what did you all find out?
I found out we don't have a good map of the area.
Okay.
So scrying's going to be challenging.
Do you have the scrying stone that you need?
I do. We're
Okay.
set there.
Great. I can't actually see anything because I have a maxi pad over my face. We went to the church and we met, well, he didn't exactly meet me, but...
I talked to the guy. He's free.
Yeah, Kismet talked to him.
I gave him Abuela's address.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, he's a handyman. He does work around, and he doesn't seem to know what he is, or at least I don't think he knows what he is. I don't know what he is. Nobody knows what he is, except that death follows him around everywhere. It's better to have people like that close than to have them farther away. So I figure if he can't actually stay at the church anymore and he goes looking for somewhere, at least we'll know where he is and not have him out in the wind. And besides...
So Nemesis, she invited a dark soul into your home to stay.
Well, if anybody can handle it. In exchange for doing work.
It probably wouldn't be the first dark soul in her home.
Yeah, I was upset right up until the in exchange for doing work. I said, oh well, never mind.
The devil himself can stay as long as he does something. That broken down wall in your garage? He's a carpenter, so I thought, maybe he could actually fix that up for you so you can actually park the car that you don't have in the garage.
Yeah, I don't have a car.
Well, then somebody else could park a car in the garage. There's plenty of people there all the time.
Sure. I guess.
Of course, he's full of rot. Who knows what he's going to do if he actually repairs anything?
All the ghosts wanted to stay away from him because he reeked of death, which is weird for a ghost to say, considering ghosts are dead. So just so you know. So
Could
anyway,
just be he's killed a lot of people.
Could be. He could just be a serial killer.
So what else does he do? He fixes.
He talks about God a lot, and he does carpentry work, contractor kind of work.
Where did he say he's from?
Nowhere. He said he goes from city to city to city working in exchange for some place to stay.
Part of
Until
God's
he
plan.
has to leave, which tends to mean he's probably forced out from these places. We just need to find out why, that's all.
Okay.
Anything else that all of you would need to know, or
Maxipad girl, did you get anything from him?
you need to turn your mic back on, Ethel, if you're sitting there talking. I bet she's not even there, apparently.
No, I am here. Sorry about that. I was talking on mute. So I tell him that I went through his stuff. He didn't have anything, no personal effects except for what he might have on him. I didn't crawl in his pocket, but he had a bag, and he writes in his Bible in Latin, which I thought was really creepy. Like, he's some kind of scholar.
Someone has something important to tell us.
So once my eyes clear up, maybe we ought to go out and do your scrying ceremony, Sarah.
Sounds good. Hey, I've got a car. I picked up a Nemesis earlier. Everybody can pile in.
So, in the meantime, while I'm still waiting for my eyes to, finally clear up, I'm going to call the home office. Yeah. Hello, is this the home office?
Hello?
Who do I normally speak to there? Is there like a mother or?
Head witch.
Somebody asked Don Lemon on TV last night, not on TV, but on Periscope, what's your favorite musical? And you know what he said? He's trying to walk away, and he's like, what? What's my favorite musical? And they said, yeah. And he said Hedwig, which I thought was a little bit remarkable.
Who said that Hedwig was their favorite musical?
Don Lemon, the newscaster from CNN.
Ah. So the person that you typically talk to at the home office is named Margaret.
Okay, so I get Margaret on the phone. I'm like, hi, how are you? Niceties, niceties. We have a problem here, and I need to know if you know anything about it.
Is this your killing witch?
No. You know about the killing witch? I thought that was just gossip that Coretta or whatever her name was. Who did I
She's the one that told you in the first place.
No, you said I wasn't talking to the head person when they told me about that.
Well, this isn't necessarily the head person.
Okay. I said, no, she seems fine for the moment. But we've got a bigger problem than that. We've got we did a ceremony in the graveyard, and it says that someone entered our town or entered our area and is tampering with the rot, and that something bad is going to happen sooner than we think. That's as much as we could get.
That's not good.
You heard anything? Is anything happening further in the broader world that we ought to know about?
There's been some talk of some trouble with wolves, but nothing else significant supernaturally.
Wolves, that seems not related, but who knows?
Someone's been kidnapping wolves.
I think that's the other storyline.
All right. Well, if there's nothing you can give me, that we'll handle it ourselves. But I'll keep you
Well, are
informed.
you going to talk about the guy? I thought that was one of the reasons why you called.
Well, I don't know much about him yet, but sure. Yeah, I'll bring it up. I'll say, well, the only clue that we have so far is this stranger has come to town, and there's something about him. He radiates death, but he doesn't seem to be a necromancer. I can't pick it up off of him like I can off of Kismet. I don't really. I haven't been able to make out what's really going on with him, but the ghosts in the graveyards are afraid of him.
Is he religious?
Very.
Is there anything? Does he have any unusual possessions?
He has a Bible with Latin annotations in it that he's handwritten. Is he an exorcist?
No, exorcists usually tend to be a little more refined.
Yeah.
Educated people. This doesn't sound. Is he an educated man?
Well, he can write in Latin, but he acts like he's the poor itinerant carpenter. But, maybe somebody who's really religious might do exactly that. I don't know.
Is he a witch finder?
I hope not. He didn't seem to catch on to anything. I entered his mind, and he didn't seem to be catching on to anything while we were there.
Did you hear anything unusual when you were in his mind?
He just kept reciting the Lord's Prayer.
That's not good.
I think that was a warding.
Well, it could have been.
Yeah.
I would suggest keeping an eye on this person.
Well, that's what we intend to do.
Do any of you have a handgun?
No. Should we get one?
Well, you might want to take some sort of protective steps.
All right, I'll warn the others. And hey, about that Kismet girl.
But if he is a witch finder, you should be careful.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Watch out for burning pyres.
Yeah. Hey, about that Kismet girl. She seems all right. She's been nothing but helpful, even though she's a little prickly. You sure that there was something wrong with her last coven? Within her?
That's what the word is that she was.
Is it a rumor though?
The word is she was expelled from the last area after there were some deaths in her. I have a cat in the.
Oh yes. I'm sorry, Mr. Holton. You seem to have cats growing out of your shoulder.
Oh my God! There's a cat sneaking up on me.
So
I lost my train. Oh yeah. No, the word was that she was expelled after there were some strange deaths around her last coven.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose if they'd have proven it, they would have killed her. So, all right. Well, I'll continue to keep an eye on her too.
Well, we're not barbarics. We're not barbarians like the religious people. Oh, that'll go over
no,
well
but you
if
wouldn't.
Someone should ever hear that line.
No, but we wouldn't set a killer free on the world either. So, anyway, they must not have been able to prove it, but I'll still keep an eye on her. Don't worry. We'll be careful.
I would suggest checking in more frequently if you do in fact have a witch finder in your area.
Okay. We are competent,
Yes, but if something starts to go wrong, we'd like to know sooner rather than later.
All right. She's a little bit annoyed at that.
We would rather know before, you're all dead.
Well, it'd be hard for you to know after we were all dead, I guess. All right.
Well, we knew you were all dead, so we would assume that something bad had happened.
Can we quit talking about us being dead for now?
Well, until you're dead, yes.
I won't be talking about it after I'm dead, all right? And she hangs up.
I'm sure Kismet could explain to you how to talk about it after you're dead.
Yeah, I don't hear that because I've already hung up.
Well, Kismet's actually in the room with you, so you wouldn't have hung up on her.
Okay, so that's my conversation. I go back in the front room or whatever, and I tell them, so this is what I know. I don't say any of the stuff about Kismet or what they think or what might have happened. And are my eyes cleared up by now?
No, you're still kind of dribbly.
Okay.
Careful, you got a little trickle down your nose there.
Yeah. You got anything? Got any more pads on you?
That one's reusable. You're supposed to just wash it out. Come on. Mother Nature.
Ew, gross. Anyway, I go in the bathroom and close the door.
Even your cat is offended by that.
Yeah. Wow. He does say.
Okay, why don't we go ahead and make this a save point?
Okay.
Well, we've got about half an hour, and that's probably not enough to really do a whole lot more, so we can make this a save point, if that's okay with you guys.
Yep.
Did you say no?
No, I said yep.
Oh, I thought Stacey said no.
No, don't want to do that. No.
Yes, I said meow several times, but